Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. We're here with the veteran Noobs account, and this is going to be part 6 of the adventures in CSR2. We have reached a big milestone in the life of a new player, and that is I have now reached the point where I am going to be looking at pulling my first set of silver keys to get cars. What's amazing about this new system with all the free cars and everything else that comes to you is that up to this point where I'm rank 52, I'm part of a milestone crew. Incidentally, I do want to give a shout out to the crew that invited me. This is Le Crew Friends 1. Le Crew Friends 1, okay? They invited me with the on my channel saying essentially that they're willing to let me run in their crew, potentially get a car at the end without having to meet their minimum, which is actually higher than I thought. When I joined the crew, I didn't expect it to be 850K. I thought it would be lower. But the bottom line is it's very nice of the crew to let me come to this crew without enforcing against me specifically the minimum. But you shouldn't expect that as a new player. In fact, if anything, you should definitely ask any crew that you're interested in joining, what are your minimums? And naturally, I would say pick a crew that has lower minimums. Now, one of the huge advantages of being part of a crew is one, crew cup. The crew cup open up to you, that gives you the all-important silver keys and tokens. You have the weekly elite cup, which currently is not on the map, but it will be coming back. That gives a bunch of rewards. And in addition, very important piece that comes to you comes from the crew championship rewards. As you can see, there are lots of rewards here, and I already got 20 silver keys, 40,000, 100 here. Now I joined the crew a little bit into the season because I was waiting on rewards from the last season for the other crew, but then I decided to let it go. By then the crew has already moved fast enough to get some of the prizes. If you join a crew mid-season, you will not get the prize that's already collected. That includes ultimately the car. So if you join a crew last minute at the end of a season, when they've already collected a car and expect to get a car, you will not. So if you're going to join a crew, join it as near the beginning of a season as possible, and then work it out with them, what the terms are. Follow their instructions, read the crew chat. Usually they have their hours in there. Oftentimes the crews will tell you, you need to put tokens here, you need to put tokens there. Follow their instructions and you'll be fine. What gets you kicked out of the crews generally is, not following instructions, putting tokens in the wrong place, or the worst offense of them all, activating the wild card. That is a big no-no. That's a crew-wide benefit that you definitely don't want to waste on one person. All right, so now back to our big moment here. I have been collecting silver keys all this time, and I have not been using them because I didn't need to, right? I've gotten all these cars that you see here, including I got this from a bronze key poll, believe it or not. Free Crate gave me a Boxster S 1-star. That's about as lucky as you're going to get. I've been buying cars to strip to fusion out my Toyota GR Supra, and also to get BMW fusions for this BMW, which I intend to use. And I am now looking for other cars. The other thing I did is I elite licensed the LC500. This is ultimately one of the best live racers. So I will be looking for other options for tier 4 to actually run the event. I could run the first Tempest with the Emira, but I'm hoping I would end up pulling some kind of better tier 4 for that option. Sure, I have these tier 4s and 5s that are free to me from before, but again, to keep things fair for other new players that are just starting and following the series, we're not going to use those cars because you wouldn't have access to them. Now, this is a race pass reward again. So again, free cars everywhere as a beginner, so you do not really have to stress about pulling keys. And what you should be doing, and what I did for the most part, is to save a lot of silver keys. I have 735. I am 15 keys short of 750. That was my goal before I started polling, but we're close enough to the 750 that I think I can go ahead and take a chance. Worst case scenario, we burn through 14 polls without getting the car. Then what I may do is get the extra keys and get the car. Now, when you're a new player, in actuality, you should budget about half of these keys for the first PC car chance. And if you pull through half your keys without getting the car, you really may want to think about stopping and then rebuilding the 750 and just let this season's car go. However, that being said, if you're a new player this season, this tier 5 is a Nissan Nismo Japan spec 2024 GTR. The good news is that it is a decent enough live racer that if you were to pull it, you have now gotten yourself a T5 possible live racer. Not every season's Prestige Cup car is worth pulling, but we all do it because we need it. This one happens to be okay, and it's a tier 5, and it's a Nissan, which is actually relatively easy to build. So here we go. Enough yapping, and let's go ahead and start pulling some keys. So the other piece of good news about pulling keys as a new player is even if you get a 1-star car, you still got your fingers crossed that it may actually be useful. Okay, unfortunately for me, this one is not. So that's not a great start. Not because the Hyundai Veloster Turbo R spec is terrible. It's still a car I don't have, right? That's another piece. When you're brand new and you're pulling these silver keys, there's that excitement because every car you pull, it's going to be something new and different. Of course, most of it will be crap, but still, it's not something you already have. So you're, holding your breath in anticipation of something good. And right now, Donna's trolling us with 2 1-stars, and they're the same car, no less. That is really bad. Now, before we talk about stripping it, we'll deal with that later. This is not a good sign. If I am going to be going through like this, 1-star after 1-star after 1-star, my keys will disappear very quickly and I won't accomplish my goal of getting anything. So, I was just about to say, if I were not getting any better with these polls, I would start thinking about backing out of this poll chain and maybe doing it another day. But here we got a 5-star. Now, it may not be the Nissan, but it happens to be. And not only that, it is a spec I actually won't mind. It's black with red trim. Actually, the spec I was hoping for because it looks good on this car. The red trim to go with the black looks great. I think there's also a white, which was the milestone color. You have the silver, black, red. So those are generally. So I have won a 2024 Nissan GTR Japan spec 5-star car. And that means for 150 silver keys, I have now acquired the Prestige Cup car for this season, plus 2 ugly, useless Velocitors. But looking back at my keys, what does this mean? This means that by next season, and this is an important thing to look ahead in, the excitement is here to say, hey, maybe I got enough keys, maybe pull some more, I get some more cars. Yes. But you're going to have to pull again next season anyway. And because you only used 150 silver keys, by next season you could save up again to hopefully 750 plus. And this is how we older players end up with thousands and thousands of silver keys by not blasting through all of our keys every single season. In fact, as you get more milestone cars, there are many seasons, in fact, this is a recent milestone, that you don't even need to pull for the car, and you can save all the silver keys for that season. Saving up a buffer of keys is very important. You're going to hear that from Denny Lightning. You're going to hear that from other YouTubers. Basically, people who play this game long enough knows you need a buffer of keys. The minimum safe buffer for most players will be about 1,500 silver keys, because you can burn up to 750 a season, and you want at least 2 seasons worth of worst case scenarios and still be okay. Generally, most people are not that unlucky that they would burn through 1,500 silver keys in 2 seasons trying to pull the Prestige Cup car. But hey, the worst has happened to everybody. Over time, you're going to have more and more silver keys. Good news is that it does come pretty quickly. One of the big cups that you want to do is the prize cup, which gives you almost 75 silver keys. You have, again, the Crew Cup gives 30 silver keys. Crew Rewards gives silver keys. And the all-important live racing, in 5 more races, I will get silver keys. So for today, I've done all the map stuff that I can. And I've acquired the Nissan that I would like to use for live racing in the future. Now, if you notice, while I did the license for tier 4, I have not touched the license for any other tier, mainly because none of those tiers for elite license would be ready yet. But here, now that I have the Nissan, I am going to start building it because I've been playing and saving up the cash for this exact purpose. Okay, we're gonna do the lower tier stuff first to kind of give it enough performance to move it out of the slow and miserable status, and I can put tier 4 into some of the faster or more important upgrades, and then we're down to 285 with the money. Now, another thing to note, Nissans, the good news is you can get Nissan Fusions because it is also one of the cars that goes with one of the elite tuner cups. This one here, oh, not Izzy's, what am I doing? King of Mod Stars. The King of the Mod Stars, one of the first cars you have to get is this guy, and you get that by gold. It's 3,950 gold. Should I jump on this car? The only reason I would want to is to open up the crates. Now, I guess in that sense, I've been kind of lucky and almost like I wouldn't call it cheating, but I've been lucky in the sense that I have the other one, the other Nissan for free from years ago, the second Nissan, and therefore I've been able to pull crates. So I am ahead of some newer players because of that. But now that I have 4,294 gold, it is about time to go ahead and grab this, because what you do is you get this car. Okay, you're not going to do anything with it yet, because we don't want to necessarily use this car for anything long term yet. Plus, it's a tier 5 elite tuner that's going to eat up a lot of your tokens really fast. What it does do, and this is also important, is that it does open up that King of Mod Stars race. You can now lock in the car, and you can start collecting some resources, including this one, which is pretty important, and that one, which is pretty important, because I'm short on greens right now. This will let you go up to here without actually putting elite levels into the car, and you can collect a lot of these tokens. When I get them, they won't be going into this car. That's a long-term project. You'll actually go into the Supra to try to get that further along, or go into, for example, getting this one into 3 stars, potentially the LC500, so I can move forward and grab those tokens. But that's one of the things that at this point I'll be thinking about. Now let's take a look at elite license. Okay, so T3 is still outstanding. I'm not worried about T3. Here's T5. They tell you what you need to run to beat the license. So until your car runs faster than that, you don't need to waste your time on this. Just look at your car, and if it doesn't do 12.5, it's not ready for it. The other piece, of course, is picking the car, right? Why didn't I just use my Supra, which runs fast? Because I don't want to lock it out of the rest of the event. The Supra is the best choice for finishing all the event for Tempest. So as a tier 5, that's what it's going to be used for. Or when I get to Tempest 3, I have another option, which is this car will probably be fully built by then, or well built. I can use this for Tempest, and then I'll just use the elite license, the Supra, to get the extra 10% then. But you definitely don't want to start off doing it, because you don't know what kind of tier 5s you'll get. You don't know what tier 5s and how far you'll get with them. So in the beginning, don't elite license the Supra too early until you've at least gotten through Tempest 1 or 2, and then you can figure out if you want the elite license the Supra at that point. It all depends on what cars you have. If you have a lot of good cars by Tempest 2, elite license the Supra. It's okay. It is a good live racer, and certainly some that I would consider using. But you just want to be kind of cognizant of the fact that if you go too crazy too quick, you may end up losing out on your ability to get through Tempest. But that kind of goes back to my prior comments about Tempest of not needing to rush it. There's no rush to finish Tempest, so you can always just kind of wait and see with Tempest. So this is actually not bad. We can fill out this whole. Now these fusions are going to make all the difference when it comes to performance for the car. So you want to put them in. Okay, and you can always. I'm running out of cash here, so I don't want to burn up all my cash too quick. Now I do have blue, so I can put the blue in. Oh, I have a red too. Wow. Wow. But that's 28,000 just to put that. Yeah, I'll put it in. I still got enough cash to. But that's why I didn't spend all my cash on upgrade right from get-go, because you still need cash to put fusions in. And remember, fusions are important to performance of a vehicle. If you don't have fusions, it's not going to do well. And full fusions would make all the difference in whether this car can become a good live racer or not. Notice the evo gains on this car is pretty quick. Okay, that is one of the good things about this car. That's why you want to keep an eye on this car for the potential of using it as a live racer, because it does have this going for it. At 644 1000 and 153, it's not that good. However, it falls into an interesting spot in the lobbies, but without being able to really beat Dino. 1237 with only 1000 evo isn't a good spot yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, because you definitely want the transmission tune to get more points. I'm going to wait till the transmission delivers, then we'll figure out whether this car is good or not. So 12.3, important point. I can now go back and do that tier 5 license. Aha. So almost instantly, getting this Nissan, I am now ready to take that down. How about that? So we can get a second elite license together because we have the car. Once you elite license this car, you'll get a 10% bonus in live racing, which is extremely important. And it will also be locked out of doing the actual Tempest event. So you cannot use it for the Tempest event. You're only... no! No! Did I make it? Oh, I made it. Woo! Oh, man, that was close. I thought I was going to lose that. I mean, I did screw up the shifts. But, okay. Whew. Made it. All right, so I have to do it twice. Okay, so my elite license is now slowly coming along. 2 of the biggest tiers are done. Tier 4 and Tier 5. Tier 1, I arguably could use the Boxster S, but I'm hoping for a better Tier 1 than that I can use more often to elite license. Tier 2 is the tough one to get the car I want. Tier 3, I have the BMW, but I'm hoping to get a Tier 3 car that's decent to put into that. Sure, I could pull a few more sets of keys to do it, but let's not. Let's be patient here, as we've done from the beginning of the game, which will always in the long run pay off and make it better for you near the end. So the more impatient you are in the front, the worse it is for you in the back. Now, do I have anything else I can look forward to polling right now? No. But now, see, I have 5 polls here. That made a big difference. Most of you guys don't have this one. You only can get this one. So I'm not completely ignoring the benefits of having that free car from years ago. Okay, so that's where I am, right? Rank 52, we have now started building our focused live racer. So this will start to be used in live for me. This is the difference between using this and the Supra in live, is that the Supra, I still have to kind of find someone to swap with, whether it's my other account or a teammate or someone else. But the Nissan, once I build it and tune it properly with fusions, That's not going to be used to swap. I can definitely use it to win races. I'm not going to win them all. It's not a top live racer, but it's a good enough live racer that I can win often enough to get through my keys without too much headache. As far as the Supra is concerned, usually what I do is up to this point, I've been finding my other account, which is again a benefit that newer players wouldn't have that I have. So, you know, I may be able to move a little bit quicker than you can. But the way you can do it is you go and select the Supra. I hope I did select the Supra. You go to your name. Okay. You edit that here. And you add now, adding win-loss, that's what that stands for. Win/loss means you're willing to do what they call swaps with other players. So when you go in the live lobby, you want to look for someone else that has win-loss. If they do not, like this guy's not going to give me a win. Okay, he's going to play me to win. Can I still win? Maybe, because my Supra is not bad, but that's a good car. So if he has that built properly, I am probably not going to win without running substantially under my dyno, which means while I can beat him marginally, it's not good for me to do so. And I don't want to do it because I don't want to bump my car yet. Remember, I talked about this in an earlier video that you can run your dyno, sure, but if you run under your dyno, you start to do what they call a bump because the computer will realize you're running fast and try to put you in a lobby with cars that are running the same time you're running, not with your dyno. And that'll make it almost impossible for you in the long run to win. So, in that situation, your goal here is maybe to swap out, get to a different, a different lobby potentially and see what you can do. My dyno is 10.8. I don't want to run 10.7, 10.8, which is dyno, which gives me no advantage at all in the lobby. So I need to run slower, and that's what I need to keep an eye on. Without more Evo here, my chance of getting into a better lobby isn't great. I see that guy left. He probably got tired of waiting for a race. The good news here is with only 4 players left, normally, and here's the problem, normally bots will start to show up. But as you can see, they're nowhere to be found. So we can do in and out. Nope, instead, another player's pushed in. None of these guys have win-loss on them because in the lower tiers or the slower lobbies, you're not going to find a lot of swappers. Almost everybody in the slower lobbies play to win because they haven't quite figured out what swapping is yet. So naturally, they're not here to swap with you. They're here to take you down if they can. They're going to race you as hard as they can. The good news here is, of course, with this car that I'm racing, while it's a good live racer, chances are with a newer opponent, he's not going to run that quick. So I can run my 2/10 slower than my dyno and still win, and I'll take the win. Okay, and more people are coming. So you want to kind of look, right? Newer players, 1-2s might be new, but doesn't mean they're absolutely new. Like I might be new, but I'm not new. So don't assume a newer player is going to be easy pickings because it's not always the case. If they understand the game and they know how to set up cars, even a 3-star Supra without having everything done perfectly can still be a dangerous opponent. That car obviously has more fusions and was set up to be faster. 10.777. He's basically running what about a tenth faster than what my dyno is. I don't want to waste my effort on a car like that because I'm just going to lose. Now, I can keep racing them and losing, but I want to save my fuel, so I'm not going to be interested in doing that. This car's a dyno beater, so this is a tricky car. Notice he elited this car, probably like using it, or he was in a rush just to get it elited so you can move on. In Tempest, the thing about that Mustang is as much as it beats dyno, it lobbies really poorly because it's a T5 with high performance point and lower Evo points. It can beat Dino by about 2/10, but again, every lobby I've ran into it has done relatively poorly. So not a car that I would normally assume to be great. Now here's the point. I have win-loss in my name. He does not. I technically do not have to give him a win, but in all fairness, to live up to my win-loss title, I need to give him a win just to give him a win. Okay? Do I have to? No. I mean, should you? Yeah. I mean, if you're going to run the symbol, you should stick to the... Not that he cares, but, you know, I care. So we're not going to take a win, so to speak, because we don't want to. You don't want to race cars like this. This guy should be able to do like 11.5, I mean 10.5 or whatever it is in this lobby. It's a very good car. Purple Star M4 GT. Wait, M4 GT3. It's still good, but I don't remember how good it is. I thought it was the M4 CLS, but probably the same car. It just usually those are pretty good. Now, he might be giving me a win. If he is, that's great. I'll take it. Or he's not, then I lose. Okay, so he didn't give me the win, but I didn't have to run super hard. And let me see. Maybe I'll race him again. I'm not too keen on pushing this car, so we'll see what he does. So the M4 GT3 isn't the same as the one I was thinking, which is the M4 CSL. That's a tier 4, and that's really good. And that's actually intense, though it's starting to struggle a bit, mainly because it's not as quick. Wow. So his car picks up pretty good on the end there. All right. So he's a steady 10.99. All right, I'll waste one more pip of gas. Let's see if I can take him this time. I mean, I can run 10.7, but again, you know, 10.9s is already a low on the quicker side than I would prefer. So I will do it. This time I just won't back off as early. We'll take the car all the way to the end. And, yeah. All right, so that'd be closer to my 10.8. Yeah, 10.872, slightly faster than my dyno. And now I'm down to 5 pips of gas. In live racing, usually to get the gas option to pop up, you're gonna have to lose a race to get that pop up for adding gas. So I'm gonna have to lose the auto smash just so I can hopefully re-challenge quick enough to get my chance to get gas. So, or I can wait till I only have 2 pips of gas left. Depending on how badly he wants to beat me. I'll take the win. I mean, that wasn't like a super fast win, so. Oh, perfect. It's my, now I'm gonna lose. He saw that I'm pretty close on the run. That's why he re-challenged. He probably feels that he can definitely beat that time. I am not going to try too hard here. And he takes that win. Now, he may leave right away. So before he leaves, there we go. All right. So I got to watch gas ads now. So while I'm doing that, I think it's a good time to wrap up this video. So some big things happen, right? We're at a rank where I finally got to pull some keys. And fortunately, after 2 really bad pulls, I got the PC car. So I'm set. Tier 5 Elite license is set. Live racing is going to be set soon, so that car is going to be viable soon. I may have to spend some cash, buy some more Nissans to strip, or gather more bronze keys. But regardless, that Nissan should be ready pretty fast. Within this season, possibly by next season, that'll be a full-fledged live racer for me. So that's where we are now with the Veteran Noob account. Again, I am still keeping an eye on the idea of getting to Tempest in the earliest way possible, but without compromise. And when that time comes, we will get there. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a like. If you like my videos and you like this series, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.